Picture this. It's 6:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You just walked through your front door after 9 hours away from home. Your feet hurt. Your brain is fried. You drop your bag, kick off your shoes, and stand in front of the fridge for 30 seconds before deciding you don't have the energy to cook. So, you open DoorDash. $15 later, you're on the couch with pad thai you didn't really want, scrolling through your phone, not watching anything, not thinking anything, just existing, decompressing, recovering from a day that paid you $30 an hour. Except, here's the thing. You didn't actually make $30 an hour today. After we run the real numbers, the ones your employer never mentions, you made closer to 9. And that's not because you're bad with money. It's because your job has expenses, and most of them are invisible. My name is Leo, and I spend way too much time thinking about how jobs and salaries really work. And today, we're going to do something most people never do. We're going to treat your life like a business and run a profit and loss statement on your job. Because here's what I've realized. Your salary isn't your income, it's your revenue. And just like any business, revenue doesn't mean anything until you subtract costs. So if this sounds uncomfortably familiar, hit subscribe, because we're about to pull apart the numbers most people never look at. The trap. Let's start with what you were taught. You get a job. You work 40 hours a week. You multiply your hourly rate by 40, and that's your money. Simple. Except that equation is missing half the variables. Because your job doesn't just give you money, it also creates costs, and it demands time you don't get paid for. Let me show you what I mean. Step 1. What people believe. If you make $30 an hour and work 40 hours a week, you earn $1,200. Multiply by 4 weeks, and you're looking at $4,800 a month, $57,000 a year. That's the number on the offer letter. That's the number you tell your parents. Step 2. What actually happens. Your job requires you to spend money and time just to show up. Gas, car maintenance, work clothes, lunch, coffee, the haircut you get because you work in an office, the dry cleaning, the energy drinks, the therapy. And it requires unpaid time, getting ready, commuting, decompressing, recovering on weekends. All of that is part of the job, but none of it gets counted. Step 3. Why the system pushes this. Your employer measures revenue, not margin. They care what they pay you, not what you keep. And the economy around you is designed to extract from tired people. Fast food, delivery apps, convenience stores, retail therapy, streaming subscriptions. Every industry knows that exhausted workers will pay extra to save time or feel better. This isn't a conspiracy, it's just incentives. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The math. All right, let's do this properly. Let's say you make $30 an hour, 40 hours a week. On paper, that's $1,200 a week before taxes. After taxes, let's call it $900. Now, let's add up what the job actually costs. Commute, 20 miles each way, 5 days a week. That's 200 miles. At 50 cents per mile for gas, wear, insurance, that's $100 a week. Lunch and coffee, you don't pack lunch every day. Maybe you spend $10 a day. That's $50 a week. Work clothes and upkeep. Let's say you spend $50 a month on dry cleaning, shoes, business casual basics. Spread that out, $12 a week. Decompression spending. Takeout twice a week because you're too tired to cook. Drinks on Friday to unwind. An impulse purchase on Amazon because you earned it. Let's call it $60 a week. Childcare, if you have kids, we won't even touch that here. But for a lot of people, this alone eats half the paycheck. Let's add it up. Commute, $100. Food, $50. Appearance, $12. Decompression, $60. Total, $222 a week in costs created by having the job. So your $900 paycheck just became $678. But we're not done, because you didn't work 40 hours, you worked more. Getting ready in the morning, 30 minutes a day. That's 2.5 hours a week. Commute, 40 minutes each way, 5 days a week. That's 6 hours and 40 minutes. Decompression time after work. Even if you're not spending money, you're not functional for an hour after you get home. That's 5 hours a week. Add it up. 2.5 plus 6 and 40 plus 5. 14 hours and 10 minutes of unpaid time. So your real commitment to this job isn't 40 hours, it's 54. Now divide your actual take-home by your actual hours. $678 divided by 54. $12.55. Your $30 an hour job pays you $12.55. Let that sink in. Now, here's the question. If the math is this obvious, why don't more people see it? Because you're tired. And when you're tired, you don't audit, you survive. Let me explain. You wake up already behind. You're thinking about the commute, the meeting, the deadline. Decision fatigue starts before breakfast. By the time you get home, you have nothing left. So you make the easy choice, the expensive choice. DoorDash, Target Run, scroll and buy. And here's the trick. It doesn't feel like a job expense. It feels like a reward. You worked hard. You earned this. But you didn't earn it. You spent it to recover from earning. There's also social pressure. Everyone around you is doing the same thing, spending to keep up, spending to feel normal. If your coworkers get lunch out, you get lunch out. If they have the new thing, you get the new thing. It's not greed, it's belonging. And then there's the scarcity mindset. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you stop thinking long term. You can't think about next year when you're trying to survive this week. So you optimize for now, for relief, for comfort, and the cycle continues. This is why smart people stay trapped, not because they're dumb, because they're tired. So what do? First, stop measuring income, start measuring margin. Your goal is not to make more money, it's to keep more money. Here's how. 1. Negotiate remote days. Even 2 days a week working from home saves you commute costs, time, and decompression spending. That's $80 to $100 a week and 8 hours back. 2. Reduce commute. Move closer, carpool, take the train. Every mile you cut is money and mental energy you keep. 3. Meal prep. One Sunday afternoon of cooking saves you $50 to $70 a week and eliminates decision fatigue. Batch cook. It's boring. It works. 4. Cut vampire subscriptions. You're paying for things you don't use because you signed up when you were tired. Audit your subscriptions. Cancel half of them. 5. Lower fixed costs. Your rent, car payment, and phone bill don't care how tired you are. If those 3 things eat 60% of your paycheck, you'll never build margin. Downsize if you can. 6. Build an emergency buffer. Even $500 in savings changes your psychology. You stop spending out of fear and start spending with intention. 7. Track your real hourly wage. Every month, calculate it. Revenue minus costs divided by real hours. Watch that number. Protect it. Because here's the truth. Your life is a business, and profit is what you keep. So let's bring it back. You were told that working hard and playing by the rules would lead to security, but the equation was rigged from the start because the system doesn't measure what you keep, it measures what you earn. And as long as you're focused on the wrong number, you'll keep wondering why you're tired, broke, and stuck. But now you know. Your $30 an hour job might be paying you $9, and the first step to fixing that is seeing it. So here's what I want you to do. Run your own numbers. Calculate your real hourly wage. See what your margin actually is. And if the number shocks you, good. That's the point. Because you can't fix what you don't measure. If this video made you think differently about your paycheck, hit the like button and subscribe. We're just getting started. My name is Leo, and I'll see you in the next one.